we can go into that in a little bit, actually. So then comes the most painful process, which is editing. And
agree.
And oh gosh, spend days talking about editing.
Quyen, do you know what we're doing here? We have never really wanted to moan in front of our audience about this. That's why we're getting you on. To moan for us.
Really good excuse.
This is Quyen talking, guys. It's not us, okay?
No, I love editing.
I love you, audience.
Oh yeah, and oh my god. Okay, so how do we even start talking about editing? I think we have obviously streamlined our process way more, and the fact that we talk about how we work in different time zones, it definitely helps us, make the process a bit more efficient.
Yeah.
But I think the average of how much time we spend in editing would be a factor of around 7 to 8 per hours of tape. What that means is if we have 3 hours worth of tape, we spend at least 20 to 24 hours on editing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I would do the first draft, and then Nguyen would do the second draft. I'll go in and do another draft, and then she would do the... So usually I think it takes around 4 or 5 back and forth before we produce the final output. And 20, 24 hours, that's in between the two of us, right? It's not one of us.
Yeah.
So it's not... but still, I mean, that's after we've streamlined it. In the beginning, it was way worse how much time we dedicate to editing. And I think one of the key differentiator with UnlockFM is that we do spend a lot of time trying to make the listener experience a bit better, because even we as hosts or the guests, the way that we talk, sometimes there will be a lot of and and a lot of tape that just didn't feel like it should be in the tape, and we spend almost like we scrape through the audio file every single second. We cut out even like less than half a second of hiccup of someone when someone's saying something, just to make it sound a bit more clearer. So this is the sort of stuff that we try to do, and it became a bit of a hallmark for UnlockFM, and that kind of pushed how much time we spend on editing every single episode and every single raw tape. But obviously as we go along, the technique of using things like Audacity or Audition, it just keeps getting better. We become more efficient at it. But oh my god, the editing process, and we haven't even talked about like the music and the flow of the narrative. It is painful, but it is all for the right reason, and it's part of the creative process, right? I'm sure it's the same thing with editing YouTube videos and things. It's even worse than with YouTube video, I imagine.
I don't know how I feel. I actually quite you're gonna hate me for saying this, but I find editing YouTube videos quite therapeutic.
That's crazy.
You guys are looking at me now and like judging this guy, right? But what is wrong with this weirdo? No, but the thing is, like YouTube videos, you've got visuals, right? And you've got so many different types of footage that you're dealing with, and to me it's a lot of problem solving. And the type of edits that I do cinematic film, travel films, and the type of editing problems that I face are quite complex in that sense. So when I do it, it's quite therapeutic. But if it's just listening for 3 hours in a row, that'll probably drive me crazy. Music producer or pseudo music producer. But essentially, he works better with audio, right? So he does the majority of the editing, but I'm more visual oriented. So that's why I do all the Instagram posts, the thumbnails and everything. That's how we split the work. But it is agonizing to go through the audio and cut. I do agree.
Yeah, I know. And it's very hard to keep track of because the audio file is so long, right? If you don't tag it, and then you just listen for 1 hour, and then you thought, oh, wait, I want to change that part where we talked about lemonade. But where is that?
How can you?
What the heck is a lemonade?
How are you able to bring this up again?
then how I don't know, what is it, 1 minute and 15 seconds? Now I have to scroll through, and it wastes a lot of time. So there's no way, and there's no visual. You cannot scroll and see. Oh, that's when I open my mouth. So time consuming in that sense. And it's long. It's very long, hard to keep track. And when I did my first pass, it's always I think I'm stick too much in the details, like the hiccups, like you said, the silence, the hiccup. And sometimes I forgot or didn't have that overall big picture of what are we saying here? Does it make sense overall? But so I think that's where Hill comes in, right? Because I spend most of the time clearing up the hiccups. then he might have a cleaner version of, okay,
Yes.
does it make sense? Yeah, to me it makes sense because no one's hicking up. And so
Hicking
that's
up? Did you just actually make up a new word? No one's hicking up.
Actually, that was the actual word. Is it hiccuping?
Yeah, I think it's hiccuping, right?
Oh, is it?
Is it hiccuping?
Or having hiccups.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's the word.
Hicking up.
Hiccuping is the word.
Hicking up. Do you hicking what? What did you
Are
say?
you
Hicking
hicking
up.
up?
Hiccuping?
Is there
Hiccup,
is there
yeah.
hicking down?
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's the group rant out of the way.